Death Watch.
Okay, welcome back. So today we pick back up you had fought a troll that didn't seem overly affected by fire as you would have expected, but luckily that meant nothing to Rohan, who filled it so full of arrows that it wasn't able to get up off the ground. And then some invisible enemy healed this troll, and then eventually plane shifted with the troll to get it away from you. So it was not killed, but it is now gone, and the bugbears that were along with it either ran away or were also killed, leaving you once again in this same section of cavern that you've spent a lot of fight time in, but it's empty now, and once again silence reigns in the dark, and that's where we'll pick back up. So with the duration having expired on Fenrith's spells, he's now back down to normal size. And Fenrith will not be joining us today, so I'll be poorly controlling his character and making poor decisions on his behalf.
Just get big and hit stuff.
Well, if by poor decisions you mean healing the party, I don't know.
That's why we have Graham.
Yeah. So there we are. What do you do?
I believe we were going to follow one of the bugbears that ran away.
Yeah, the one that ran back to the northeast.
All right. So, yeah.
All right. So,
I have to heal first, though, or as we go.
Rohan.
Oh, and you can remove the invisible from me. It should be...
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, it looks like of all of you, Fenrith has the most damage. And what are you doing, Graham?
I'm going to use the obsidian wand to cure critical wounds on him, possibly a couple of times.
All right.
So I got my used magic device check. Here's the first one. So yeah, I'll do it one more time.
Okay.
Got to break this wand today. I'll call it good there.
Yeah, that brings him almost to full. So his wounds are stitched up and the bleeding has stopped. All right. So, you were going to move off to the northeast.
Yep.
What was that map called again?
So I think
I'll share it.
I had done a survival check to at least get us an initial bearing that led through those mushrooms and off that direction.
Yeah. Yeah, so your survival check showed, well, plus your memory showed that they went this way.
Okay. So yeah, I'll be trying to stay a little bit ahead of everyone. That listening lore call is still in effect, so, or it should be.
Okay. How long does that last?
Let me see, I believe it's 10 minutes per level, and I have essentially 6 levels of ranger for caster.
Okay, so an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Rohan, you get up to here, and now you see a branch. You could go left or right. Do a, you're going to have to do a track here.
Survival check. There you go.
Okay.
I'm going to be, like, definitely trying to keep an ear out for, like, we had heard marching and stuff like that earlier before we were attacked, so I'm trying to keep an ear out for any more of that.
Yeah, put a listen in the tower. Everybody who wants to try and listen. And you do one too, Casimir.
I don't want to listen. Hey, Brandon, do you know if there's a way to macro listen, like a tower roll?
Is there a whisper GM roll function?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd probably do something like that and drag it into the macro bar.
Yeah, good idea.
But you'd have to remember to update it.
Right. Would the whisper conceal the roll from me, though?
With the GM, it might. Because I believe that's what they're using the tower for, right? It's just a GM
whisper
function, yeah.
It's not a huge deal.
Okay, so Rohan, you get up here and you're listening for, sounds of well, anything really, but for the marching sounds you had heard earlier. And you're not hearing anything like that right now. And as you're looking at the ground, you can definitely tell that the tracks of the bugbear you were following split down to the southeast.
Okay. So yeah, trying to kind of hug the walls a little bit while moving forward. I'll head down that direction.
Okay. Right. So you're looking at a wide walkway of hard, stony ground with a lot of gravel that's been disturbed. So you can tell that a pretty big, heavy person fled down this path.
Okay.
And at the moment, you're standing next to like another patch of mushrooms. And looking down, you can see that there'll be a fork in the path. And so, Graham, you're going to stick right with him?
Yes.
Okay. And then how far back did you want to stay, Casimir, with Fenrith?
About 40.
Okay. Right. Okay. So, Rohan, when you get to here, you can see there's going to be a fork. Although, yeah, it looks like you'd be able to go in, left, right, or continue southeast.
Okay. Do you want another survival check?
No. Right now, you can tell that, yes, another survival check, but not where you are. You'll have to move forward to the fork.
Okay.
Yeah. So right here, you can see that they went. The tracks turned straight east from here.
Okay. I'll ask Graham to take a quick look to the south and make sure that there aren't any enemies down there.
All right. So Graham, here you reach a point where there's a bunch of rubble, broken rocks, and some bricks, and then you're looking at many different possible paths here to the east and west. Each one of them looks like it forks off slightly. And Rohan, here you can see a sort of a decline that leads into another rock wall with maybe a path to the north.
All right. Graham, what do you see? All right, let's go. I didn't understand his hand gestures, but that's all right.
It's because I used the advanced one that Casimir and I know. But if it was basically just all clear, I think you probably got that from the basic training.
Yeah.
Does Graham communicate better in hand sign?
Very sophisticated.
I don't like that tone you're taking, Graham.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. All right, so Rohan, you creep forward and you get to this point, or put you back here. You get to this point, Rohan, and you got like a corner. You peek around and you see a pile of corpses laying on the ground over there. So you can see that you're looking into what used to be a built room, but this whole wall here would have been a wall there with obviously an entryway, but that's all been busted away now. And inside there, you've got a pile of corpses.
Okay. I'll move up to, it looks like there's a corner right here.
Yeah.
And kind of whisper over my shoulder to Graham, check out those bodies over there.
Okay, so when you get here, you see that the path continues on to the north around a broken section of wall, or goes off to the east as well.
Okay.
And Graham, you move over here and you look into this room and see these corpses, and then you can see the evidence that the floor used to be a nice tiled floor, but over time, rubble from the ceiling or dust or dirt or damage has ruined most of it and made it difficult to differentiate between rough and natural floor. So it seems like a lot of time has passed since this damage was done.
But the corpses are relatively fresh.
From where you're standing, it's hard to get a read on them.
Well, I'll go up and look at them, but I'll search as I go, make sure I don't fall into any traps or trigger any traps.
Okay. So Fenrith has moved up to here, and Casimir, you come with him. So you're in this little juncture here, and you know which way your friends went.
Okay.
Okay, Graham, so you go over here, and you see all these corpses. And yes, they're relatively fresh, and these are all hobgoblin corpses.
I'll pick over them, see if there's anything interesting.
All right, so with your search, you're picking over these corpses. You can tell as you do so that these, before they were killed, they were worked quite heavily. They've got extraordinarily tough calluses on their hands and feet, and they're all emaciated. One of them has a scroll, a tiny scroll, like maybe the length of your finger, tucked away in its waistband.
I'll grab it out and examine it.
Okay. This scroll, it appears, well, what languages do you read?
Aquan, Common, Elven, and Hero Sign Language.
So it's written in a language you don't understand. But one interesting thing about it is that for being so small, it extends to probably about your height once it's fully rolled out. And the script on it is tiny.
Well, it looks important. I'll roll it back up and put it in my pouch.
Okay.
Doing that awkward
Keeps
little roll.
coming apart.
Yeah. Starts to spiral out to the side and
like folding up a map again.
yeah.
And every time I think of that scene in Twister, I think is what it was with Bill Paxton. Don't fold them, roll them.
There's a crease right through Wichita. Those are the struggles that people these days will never have.
Oh, yeah. Always lose your GPS, though.
Yeah.
That thing about Freddy's Dead, where one of them is trying to find where they are. They're on the road, and he keeps unfolding the map. And it's like filling up the back of the van where he's at.
Yeah.
It's weird. I kind of get that anxiety, like mentally, when I'm sitting in the shotgun seat and someone's like, "Your navigator," and I don't know where we are.
Is this a road? No, that's a river.
Why does it say we have to drive 40 hours and then get in a boat?
And Google used to have a sense of humor about that kind of stuff. Be like, how do I drive to Japan? It'd say, drive to the Pacific Ocean, get in a canoe, and paddle for a certain number of months.
That was the only item of interest.
Yeah, that's the only thing you found on these corpses.
Okay, I'll hustle back. Well, I'll move quietly back.
Okay. Did you find anything?
I'll pull the little scroll out.
Anything good on it?
I think it's a scroll for fairies.
Or ants.
Or ants. I was resisting it. What is this, a scroll for ants?
Casimir knows a whole lot more about languages than I do. So when we meet back up, you'll have to have him take a look at it.
Okay.
That is very small, though.
I just got it all put back together.
Well, as soon as you put it in a pouch or something, it does that weird unrolling thing. And
So wouldn't Graham be one of the type of guys that would take great pleasure in rolling
Probably,
like that back up perfectly?
yeah.
You probably actually cleared the dungeon while I was rolling it back up.
All right. So,
Oh, it was hobgoblins.
oh,
Looks like they were hard workers. Calloused hands. Killed recently, by the looks of them.
And it wasn't me.
You saw him before I
I
did.
know. I saw him before you did. All right. So, do you need another survival check to determine which way he went?
Yes, give me a survival check.
This reminds me of the Jenkin brothers tracking. At some point, I'm just going to realize I've been following a mouse footprint for
Too long.
yeah.
You've just been thinking you've been getting taller. That's why they're getting smaller.
He has a really high escape artist, so he just went right through the mouse hole. Sure is tight in here.
All right, so you determined that he went right.
Okay. So yeah, I'll start moving up in that direction.
Okay. Yeah, so you step up this direction and you look down and see another pile of corpses.
From here, can I tell if they're also hobgoblin
No,
corpses?
these are bugbear corpses, you can tell.
Now, who's killing all the goblinoids?
You mean other than us?
Right.
Well, they seem to be fighting with each other. Earlier, there was some pretty heated discussions.
Yeah, like we know the hobgoblins and the bugbears don't quite get along.
Well, that and like even internally among the bugbears, there seemed to be fighting between that halfling and the bugbear commander.
Yeah, so Rohan, you can see down to the south, you can see a group of bugbear corpses, but also up and to the north you can see one. And this one, just from looking at them, you can tell this one's a little fresher.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, this one, you can see the blood still moving as it pools.
Okay. I'll cautiously move up to it and kind of signal Graham to go check on the bodies to the south.
How long does it take to gather spell components?
It'd be a full round action, so
Okay.
5 or 6 seconds.
I might go over to the pile of corpses, maybe pluck some hobgoblin teeth or ears or whatever I think could be used for spell components.
Okay.
Something that I've been neglecting to do.
All right.
Skills.
Okay, Rohan, you move up to this one, and you can get a lot of spellcraft components with that roll. Yeah, this one just died, and like I said, the blood is still spreading out underneath it.
Okay. When I realize that, I'm going to kind of hunker down a little bit and keep my ears out.
Okay.
See if I can pinpoint what might have killed it.
All right, yeah, go ahead and make a listen.
Can't forget that's still going. All right.
Okay. Now, Graham, so you get down to this group of, these are bugbear corpses, and they seem to have been dead for a while. Like all the blood is dried a long time ago. You know, you're thinking at least a month. But one noticeable thing about them is that all of them were killed by extreme blunt force trauma, like heads completely smashed or, you know, rib cages completely mangled by a large blunt object like a hammer or a mace.
That's gross.
So Fenrith makes his way over to you, Rohan, and he's looking at that body. Let me do...
Yeah, when he moves up, I'm going to kind of step across and keep an eye out to the north on, make sure that there's nothing coming at us.
Yeah, he reaches forward and grabs the hair at the back of its head and lifts it up, and you can see that its whole face has been obliterated.
Does he pronounce it dead?
Yeah, it's dead.
All right. Does this happen to be where the tracks stop?
Yeah, this is the one you were following.
Okay.
For sure.
Casimir, what do you make of this? I'll give you the tiny scroll.
All right. Let's see. First, do I recognize any of the language? I believe they speak Celestial, Graham, so...
Yeah, it's written in Celestial.
All right, so I'll attempt to decipher it. Or would you rather I wait till, like, we camp?
Yeah, it's a lot of writing. It would take quite a long time.
All right, so, yeah, it's written in Celestial, Graham.
I mean, you could get, like, a small section at the top of it if you want.
Just see what it is.
See, yeah.
You want it in the tower?
Yeah.
All right. There we go.
Okay, so you're looking at it, you recognize that it's in Celestial, and you read just a small snippet at the top, and best you can determine is that this is a diary where this person's documenting their experiences as a prisoner here.
Okay. It's written in celestial gram. It would take me some time to translate the entire thing, but it appears to be a journal of the slave who was working here. I'll hand it back to you, unless you want me to translate it later.
Well, I don't know what I'll do with it. Rohan just told me to grab some stuff from the dead people or look at them or something.
Well, when I have time later, I can...
Could start a fire with it, I guess.
Yes, you could, Graham.
Okay. So Rohan. So now you're crouched down behind these mushrooms here, and you've got your ear out. You're trying to hear if there's any danger nearby, and you do hear the sound of fighting. It's very faint, though, but you can hear the definite sounds of weapons clanging against weapons and armor and shouting.
Okay. Yes, that's where we'll head next. Can I tell which direction I need to go to get there? Like, it kind of looks like it forks to the left, or...
Yeah, you have... North. It does fork. To you, it just sounds like it's coming from the north.
Okay. So yeah, I'll move up to about here, and if it seems like it's getting quieter, then I'll circle back. Oh, it looks like that fork was really just a...
Yeah.
Part of it. Part of this room.
Yeah, it's all part of the same cavern. As you move forward, you see the things of interest in this section are that the floor once had some intricate artwork on it. And what it was is difficult to make out, but you can see that it's all been damaged. And there used to be something inlaid in the floor, probably gold.
Okay.
But that's all been stripped away.
All right. So still to the north?
Yeah, that's still where you're hearing the sounds coming from.
Okay. So it looks like up here is the entrance to a passageway, or at least the wall continues further up that direction.
Yeah. Like you move here and you've got now, when you look off to the west, you've got a big long stretch ahead of you. And same to the north, which you got your back right here where Graham is. It's just a hard, smooth wall.
Okay. Well, Graham, do you hear the fighting?
I don't know. Do you want to roll, or is that obvious by now?
No, you'll have to roll. Yeah, so from this, from where you are now, you both hear the fighting, but it sounds like it's coming from the west now.
From the west now?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, I do hear it.
I'll kind of give him a nod and then start heading to the west. And when it gets to a point where we can tell that it's really close, then I'll probably wave up Casimir and Fenrith.
Okay. So Casimir and Fenrith, you see your companions start cutting to the left there. And you move into this section, Rohan and Graham, and you see a large... what used to be a room. It's got a vaulted, well, actually you can't see the ceiling here. The walls, were at one time inlaid with, brick or stone of some sort. That's all been chipped and broken away now. And then the center on the floor, there you can see where the remnants of a fountain that was here at one point. And you do still hear the fighting, although it sounds like it's dying down now. There's less clanging, which leads you to believe that less weapons are involved. But you still hear some shouting, including a voice that's distinctly not Bugbear.
Okay. I guess we'll continue forward. Kind of skirt around the fountain in the middle.
Okay.
Maybe some more of those hobgoblins are fighting down here. They were good fighters.
Were they?
Yeah. Strange that they didn't use weapons, though.
Or aren't they enslaved?
No, the ones that we helped the father and the son. Oh,
those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I'm just trying to appease
Well, you were gone for a lot of
I had to
being
think
there,
all of
'cause-
it. Yeah.
All right, so you skirt around that pool, and Fenrith, he starts following you up, trying to keep you in sight. And let's see, Rohan, you hear, well, Rohan and Graham. Okay, yeah, Rohan and Graham, you hear the fighting seems to have stopped, but you hear someone say something, and Rohan, you recognize it as a like a really proper form of dwarven, and so you hear a male voice say, "That's that for you," and then you hear a really loud pop followed by a crunch. Further off to the west.
All right, so continue on that direction.
Good old D&D. The more brutal something dies, the more likely they're lawful good.
Okay.
I guess I should clarify that the killer is more likely lawful good.
So as you move up to here, you see you're basically at a corner, and you can see a single bugbear corpse laying on the ground straight to the west of you.
Yeah. Is there a way? Okay, so if I move here, can it just kind of represent me peeking my head around the corner there?
Yeah. So you see it opens up there into mostly, from what you can see now, unworked natural cavern with really large mushroom stalks sticking up out of the floor.
So just kind of as we're traveling, I'd kind of like to keep an eye out for any obviously poisonous mushrooms that I might recognize.
Okay. So do a survival in the tower, and then we'll keep that as your basic poison mushroom search.
Okay.
Okay. So as you step forward to peek around the corner a little bit, you can see beyond that first bugbear corpse, a second bugbear corpse.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay. Right. So there you are. Fenrith back here, Casimir. Fenrith holds up his hand, and he turns his head like he hears something.
Mm-hmm.
And you, when you stop to listen, you think you hear it too. It sounds like booted feet coming your direction.
I'll see if I can get Graham's attention
Okay.
and hand sign that I'm hearing booted feet this way or nearby.
All right. Yeah, Graham. You see Casimir. He's signing something at you.
Well, tap Rohan in the shoulder and whisper that something's coming the other way.
Good old game of telephone.
So, yeah, I probably had my bow drawn, but I'll knock an arrow and step back around the corner. See, there are some dead bugbears up ahead, too.
Okay. So, Casimir, you and Fenrith are hunkered down there listening. You can definitely hear the sound of booted feet now. A lot of them, really loud. They're running really fast.
They're coming really fast, he says.
And then some bugbears just appear out of the darkness.
That's why you always shoot magic missile at the darkness.
But I don't have that.
Graham does.
Look who's not on the ball.
It would be empty if I shot it at every darkness.
But that's just how you work.
That's true.
I do know it. I just don't prepare it. Because I'm not a true wizard, I guess.
Unless I get the dual rod wielding feat, I can't use both at the same time.
And, okay, so what do you see then? Yeah, they burst up out of the darkness from the south, and let me show them to you. You can see them here. You see that one?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so he's got a line of bugbears behind him, and he's booking it. I mean, he's running top speed. Actually, you see one in front of him. So you see about 10, and they're running straight north. They don't seem to notice you, but do you want to do anything?
I guess I'll ready my my trident and see if they're gonna pick a fight.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, they don't seem to even notice you. They just keep on pushing, like they're in full run mode. So it's really loud. You know, you got mail and plate and weapons and buckles and clips jangling, and bugbears are big and heavy. And so it's a really loud sound as they come tearing through here, but they don't look to either side.
Do you think me and Fenrith could join in on their march line and not get noticed? I mean, we'd be clanking pretty good. Follow them right to wherever they're going. Perfect bluff.
Sounds like a good idea.
Graham said yes. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Well, in all fairness, Graham survived by himself for quite a while.
Well, we don't know exactly what he got up to survive.
No, but he did survive.
Probably eating fingers and toes.
My fingers and toes.
Becomes more dexterous the less knuckles you have to get in the way. Yeah, so I'll kind of look at Graham and Rohan and kind of shrug.
Do you want to get in line behind them?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Sound like a fun idea, though.
Casimir's axiomatically opposed
To fun.
to fun.
Okay. So, yeah, they tear past you, and in a matter of a few seconds, then the sound dies down to just an echo, and then it's gone.
Yeah, I'll motion to Graham that they just didn't notice us. Wherever they had to go seemed to be more important.
Okay. So that's it then. Rohan, you do hear the sound of someone moving off to the west. You hear the sound of like boots scraping on stone and metal scraping across stone.
Okay. So can I see that Fenrith and Casimir aren't under assault and that the danger seems to have passed?
Yeah.
Where I'm at?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll try and creep forward just a little bit more, see if I can see anything else.
Yeah, you pop up to this corner here, and you see more corpses and blood on the ground behind those bugbears.
Okay. Nothing living, though?
Not that you can see.
Is the sound, like, fairly close now? Or is it still a ways down? Like,
Yeah,
is it?
it's pretty close, yeah.
All right. I'll try and make a quick, stealthy dart to that corner
Okay.
and peek my head around.
All right, so you dart up to there, and you see... you dart up to this corner, and then you see a whole bunch more bugbears. Okay. All dead, with blood pooling underneath of them. And you're looking into what used to be a room of some sort, because at the very edge of your vision, you can see stone pillars. Well, the remainder of stone pillars that have fallen over or been knocked over at some point in the distant past. And that you can still hear that sound, along with some grunts.
Okay. Is it still coming directly from the west, or is it more of like south down into that room?
Yeah, in that room. It sounds like it's just right around the corner in there.
All right. I'll try and make it down here. It looks like there's a corner there. Moving slow as I go.
Okay. Yeah, so you move there across that rubble, and you see the rest of these corpses here. And then looking at the broken pillars, you can see that you see the very tail end of an extremely heavily armored dwarf clambering over those fallen pillars. And as you catch sight of him, he disappears, and you can hear the sound of him running off further to the west.
As I see him start to move faster, I'll call out to him in Dwarven.
Okay. And then Graham, you move up here, and you can see Rohan, and he shouts something in Dwarven. But Rohan, that person, if they heard you, they don't seem to notice. And
They're on a lawful good mission.
You just catch the back of they've got a cape on. They're wearing a cape and it's fluttering, and that's the last sight you catch of them as they disappear. But you did notice that whoever he was carrying a maul. It's the only way to describe it. It's a hammer, the head of which is just almost comically large. And he has the cape is a deep burgundy, and his armor seemed to be all gold colored.
All right.
So you can still hear the clank of him as he runs off at a very high speed. But as you're looking at this section here where he clambered over these fallen pillars, you're having a hard time imagining how he did that, because these pillars, the sections of them, there's no space to go between them, especially not for an armored person who's as broad as you are tall. So he must have climbed them, and you can definitely see the gouges and marks on the stone where his armor dragged across it. But they're 20 feet tall and of smooth, rounded stone. So you're not sure how he managed to get up and over them so quickly.
All right. Yeah, I'll move up to the pillars and I'll be investigating them and kind of motion at Graham to check the bodies again.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll see if I can find some path that we might be able to follow through. If not, then we can go chasing after the other bugbears.
Okay. Graham, you step forward to inspect these bodies, and at this point, Fenrith sees Casimir move forward. He'll follow you. And Casimir, when you get to that point, you see corpses up ahead too.
Okay.
So it's pretty easy to tell, based on the light from your companions, that this wall here is sort of like freestanding.
Okay.
And that it circles around to the room they're in.
All right. I guess I'll move up to where the corpses are.
Okay. Yeah, so does Fenrith. And so you guys get in this room, and you can see next to where Fenrith stands, there's a pillar still standing, and it reaches the ceiling. All the rest have been destroyed and fallen over, and they're blocking that path to the west. And this big pile of rubble that you're standing next to, Casimir and Graham, used to be a massive stone chair.
Like a throne.
Yeah, like a throne, just way too big for anyone to sit in. It was
Maybe part of a statue.
Yeah, decoration, but it's been destroyed as well. And these bugbears that you're seeing, all of them have been terribly mangled by a blunt weapon, like entire heads smashed into paste, and arms ripped off rather than cut off by the force of it. So
does this remind me of the Dwarven Sentry, the statue that killed a bunch of them goblins, I believe is what it was, back before we got our armor?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Well, like, you haven't seen a dwarf. So, yeah.
Okay.
The damage that's been done definitely reminds you of the way that those goblins were killed. They were killed with a blunt weapon, and these clearly were also killed with a blunt weapon.
Yeah, so I guess I'll voice that because I'm not up to Rohan's knowledge. But yeah, reminds me of the sentry statue.
Yeah, I saw a dwarf running down the hallway over here. It looked like he was probably the one that did all of this damage to them. I called out to him, but he didn't stop.
Does some part of me feel, what's the word? Not annoyed. That like blunt weaponry is first of all inferior, most likely because a dwarf did it. But my elven nature, or elven, what's the dang word? Like prejudice coming through.
Well, we're only half elf.
We're not half elf.
Oh wait, we are full elf, aren't we?
Yeah, what game you playing?
I don't know.
He's trying to mix things up.
No,
No,
he
I got some
always-
human blood.
Made that claim on the island. There's only elves on the island, Roc. What are you talking about?
I'm half human. What's a human?
So you think this could be another century, or is it an actual living dwarf?
It looked living. I'd only caught a glimpse of him before he went running through the next entrance. I can follow him, but getting you guys over these pillars is going to be difficult.
I don't know. It might be fairly easy for me.
Well, okay. You and I can get through easily.
Graham, too.
Grant. Why, Graham?
Various escape artists or tumbles.
Yeah.
All right. Perhaps he's like, what was the halfling's name?
Volster?
Volster.
Bindle?
I know I've got it.
Yeah, it was Volster Vindel.
Yeah. Good job, Graham.
Nice.
But perhaps he's like Volster, another wayward hero. Or perhaps he's actually indigenous to this time and area.
He's stealing our XP. That's what he is.
And that is true as well.
Okay, Graham, as you're looking at these corpses and these conversations going on, you just hear the faintest sound reaches your ear, and you turn around and you hear something coming from the north of you.
Okay.
I shouldn't say that. You hear a sound coming from that area.
Well, to get everybody to shush for a moment.
I'll give Graham a side eye.
And I'll do the hand signal to you, saying I hear something to the north. And I'll just try to focus my perception on it a little better. Maybe get up against the wall.
I'll ask if you think I should kill the or shut off the magic glow, or if it's something.
Probably too late, I would think, at this point.
Okay.
Just be ready.
Okay. Yeah, so let's see, who is this? So Rohan, you're moving over here.
Yeah, I figured once they arrived, I would have come over there to talk to them.
Okay. And then Graham, you step up over here to get a better listen.
Hi.
Go ahead. Oh, I as in. Okay. Yeah, so to you it sounds like a soft scraping sound. Like a very soft, like, well, I guess none of you shave, so. But actually, it's not too dissimilar from what it sounds like when you, like, scratch your own head, That's the sound it's making.
But it's staying consistent, like it's not moving?
Right, it's like intermittent, but at a steady, it's like it makes that sound, and then a couple of seconds pass, and then you hear the sound again.
Well, I'll go see if I can peek around the corner.
Okay. All right, let's see. There we go. Okay, so you step up, peek around the corner, and as you look in this direction, as you look up to the northeast, like in this direction, this way, you don't, like, all you see is black at first, and which you just think is the lack of light, or perhaps there's a wall there. But then you realize that wall is moving, slowly moving forward. And as you take a better look at it, you see it shimmering and jiggling as it scrapes forward ever so slowly. So it gets to this section where the wall, the space is a little too thin, and it just sort of oozes, it pushes its way through and reforms, and as it scrapes across the floor.
Okay.
It's and it's enormous. It's like 20 feet wide.
Well, I don't like it.
20 feet tall even. So, but it doesn't seem to have any front or back or face or appendages. It's just a great big gelatinous substance moving across the floor.
Yeah, I'll move back and sign that there's a thing coming. I don't know how to describe it. But I'll give some of the dimensions and its color and consistency.
I'll quietly translate for Rohan. He's saying it's a creature.
Yeah, it's
yay by yay, with no facing or discernible anatomy.
A blob of inky black goo is the best way you can describe it.
Black, gooey.
Didn't we fight something like that in the...
You guys did encounter a gelatinous cube, and this does sort of remind you of that, except for it's not cube-shaped. It's more rounded.
Oh.
I mean, it's taken on the shape of the confines of because it's so big. So it's conforming to the shape of the space it's moving through, but it does sort of look like that cube that you guys encountered.
All right.
Or ooze. I can't remember which one it was.
Should we try and steer clear it and follow the dwarf, or?
This is your realm of expertise.
Well,
I guess I could just stay back and keep an eye on it.
Yeah, we could do that while we get Fenrith over these pillars and circle back if we need to.
So, how would we go about getting over the pillars, Brandon?
Well, we have rope, right?
Yeah.
I can use my fly ability to get up and to the top of the pillars and maybe even anchor them on the other side so that Fenrith and Graham can climb up.
All right.
Yeah, that would work.
And I guess I'll keep a lookout here and call out if the thing gets too close.
Okay. So let's Rohan, let's go in turn order here. So Rohan, you go.
Okay.
So you were going to use your ring of fly or whatever?
I think it's my armor
your armor.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you can float up the 20 feet to get to the top of one of these pillars.
Yeah. Then I'll take the knotted rope and kind of toss it back down. So Graham should be able to pretty easily scramble up.
Okay, Graham, you want to go over there and scramble up the rope?
Sure.
All the while, I'll be marveling that the dwarf managed to do this by hand.
Yeah, you might want to aid Rohan when you get to the top in the strength check.
Yeah.
Would you do the opposite of aid?
I think with the movement I had, I would be in the middle of climbing up.
Yeah, because it's like half speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Casimir?
I'll ready my trident and move to there to keep an eye out on the corner.
Okay.
And then,
Fenrith will come over and get ready to climb the rope.
Yeah, Graham and I will work together to kind of brace ourselves. I don't like that thing.
Yeah, you guys can see it approaching now.
Oh, yeah, that's spooky.
Yeah.
Okay, Rohan, you wanted to aid somebody?
You're
holding the rope?
I think.
To pull up.
What's your strength bonus?
Nothing.
Okay.
Just a 10.
So,
okay.
Graham, make a climb check.
Do you got your synergies all mapped out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Graham has no trouble getting up there. So Graham, you can make it up there. And then Casimir.
I'll kind of need his help bracing as Fenrith climbs because Fenrith is a lot heavier.
I will. I think I need 20 feet to do a running jump. I will prepare to... I'll do nothing. I'll basically just go full defense, I guess.
Okay.
But I will say that it's getting closer, guys.
Okay, Fenrith will come over to do a climb. Anybody going to aid him?
Yeah, we can try and help pull him up as he's climbing.
Roll your aid.
So for this one, is it just a strength?
Yeah.
In the tower?
No, you don't need to.
Okay. Nope. No. So we're just struggling to hold the rope while he's...
knotted rope with a brace. You ought to be able to do it, hopefully.
Yeah.
How did he do?
Yeah, he can climb it. It's pretty easy to climb a knotted rope. Okay. So this moves closer, and then it's just you down on the ground, Casimir.
Yeah. So we going to my turn?
Yeah.
All right. How high is the pillar?
20 feet.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go over and I'll climb up the rope.
Okay.
So I got 60 feet of movement left. I don't know what the climb check is, but my base climb is 13, I believe.
Do you get bonuses? Because you can just basically turn any solid rock into a handhold.
It has to be unworked.
Oh.
Yeah, just go ahead and roll climb and we'll see what it looks like here. It's pretty hard to fail. So yeah, you have no problem with it either. So up you go. So you guys reach the top of these rounded pillars here. And you look off further to the west and you can see the base of them, of those pillars where they used to stand and the sections that are blocking the way. And a rubble-strewn floor off to the west. But you're still standing up there and you see the this pudding pushing its way through this cramped space. It just has no trouble. It just elongates as it needs to and conforms to the shape and starts rolling over the corpses. And for a bit, you can sort of see them inside there, but then they're pushed further to the back and they disappear.
Dude, it's a pudding. It's going to start casting ancient magic on us. We got to be careful.
Is it coming at us or just coincidence?
I don't think that's coincidence.
Are we still going in turn order?
No need. Go ahead, Rowan. Now you're up here.
Yeah, so I'll hold it and we'll move the rope to the other side so they can climb down.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll just
kind of do that in reverse order.
Skip ahead to that point where it's not a potential to fail climbing down a...
I seem to remember doing that several times.
Not when you were level 12. So there we are.
Do you really want to push it, Justin? You want to have a climb check down?
Well, now that I don't have climb checks.
Oh, no, you're climbing down.
So now you find yourself on the other side of these pillars. So you can get the general idea that there used to be these pillars and they led into that room where there was there would have been a statue of some figure sitting on a giant throne or whatever. Used to be decorative, but it's all been destroyed now.
I believe that we should forego stealth for a little bit, Rohan, until we're out of this thing's range.
Agreed. And if we have any hope of catching up with that dwarf, then we'll need to move fast.
All right, so Rohan, you go scouting ahead.
I think at this point, since we're not really trying to do stealth, we'll move in a little bit of a closer group. We don't need Fenrith and Casimir staying as far behind.
Okay.
But I'll be... when we first get to the other side, I want to do one quick track to make sure that we're trying to follow the dwarf.
All right, yeah, put a survival in the tower.
Because I kind of saw him disappear in the darkness, and it looked like he was just going straight west. But
okay, yeah, that's where he was going. You can find the scrapes of his boots on the stone quite easily, and he was going straight west. And from where you're at now, you can see a staircase there. It's a very wide, broad, not very high staircase.
All right. So, yeah, I'll continue on that direction. Not really worrying about tracking until we get to a crossroads or a cross section so we can move at speed. Okay.
So up this staircase, you see another pillar. This one is intact, and you have no trouble following his tracks. And he went up these steps and cut north from here.
Okay.
And so where you are now, Rohan, as you move here, and you can see the different directions that are available. And he went to the left, and you can see a thick wall of fungus and mushrooms growing up against the rock over there.
Okay.
And you can see sections where he just broke right through some of the mushrooms and knocked them down as he tore off in that direction.
All right. So continue following him.
And then at this point now, as you step up there and see that, you guys hear another horn blare way off to the east, but it echoes through the cavern pretty loud.
Maybe those ones that went running by you found something.
Yes. Seems that we are not the only ones assaulting this fortress.
No, it'd be good to have some help.
Okay. So you move up here, squeezing in between the walls and the fungus, and you look off to the north, Rohan, and you can see a big, wide cavern. There used to be some nice floor work in here as well. There's a stalagmite in the center that reaches pretty much out of sight up towards the ceiling. And you can tell that he went this way, but this room in particular is also strewn with skeletons, bones and skeletons.
So at a glance, can we tell whether they're, like, just from the size of them, whether they're hobgoblin, bugbear, dwarf, and...
Yeah, it seems to be a mix of all of those plus animal bones of some sort.
Okay.
You better get your mace out, Rohan.
Yeah, more skull crunching. So does it look... So he continued heading kind of north, right?
Yeah, from where you're standing, it looked like he went straight north.
Okay.
So let me... Yeah, it looks from where you're standing like you went straight north from this corner here.
Okay.
Yeah, so you get there, Rohan, you're looking, and now you can see that this this area is strewn with, I don't have them on there, but it's strewn with skeletons in, some are in piles and some are on there by themselves. There's no clothing, no armor, no weapons, nothing but bleached white bones of every sort, and laying on the floor. And you know that this, from your dungeon knowledge, your survival knowledge, that that black pudding could explain why these bones are all in the state that they're in.
Okay.
Because there would be nothing left but the bones in some cases.
All right.
For whatever reason, some people theorize that they don't digest the bones. Not that you have any personal experiences, but...
All right. I'll continue heading north, but trying to keep an eye out for any more of those black pudding things.
So, you're looking across this room covered in skeletons and moving in, and then Rohan, you go to move across the room, and as you get to here...
Pit trap.
With chain lightning all the way down.
That would be fine for me.
Well, I don't know. Well, are you immune?
No, but it would take a good chunk of it.
Because it's like fairly powerful, ain't it?
Yeah.
All right. So, Rohan, as you get to here, you feel something slap across you and wrap itself around your torso and begin to pull you.
Roper.
To the left. And as you look down, you see this pinkish strand wrapped around you, and you feel yourself being pulled to the left.
Okay.
And it yanks you 10 feet over, so you can follow it and see this creature hanging from the ceiling, and that's where the strand comes from, and all it's latched around you.
Do I have my hands free at all?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, let's do initiative, because Graham and Casimir, you guys see that happen. You see something wrap around Rohan and yank him to the left.
I like to think that low initiative roll is me just recognizing that this is in fact something that happens to Rohan. So no, nothing's out of the ordinary. So, dragged you 10 feet closer. Now, make a fortitude save, Rohan.
All right.
Okay.
Not bad.
So that wraps around you and drags you closer. And that brings us to your turn, actually.
Okay.
Rohan. So, You've never encountered one of these things before, but you do have this strand wrapped around you. It is pulling you towards it. You can look up and see, hanging from the ceiling, this thing is in total probably about 9 feet long and like 3 or 4 feet in diameter, and obviously extremely heavy. This one's like, its coloring is a black and gray that blends into the environment there up against the ceiling.
Okay.
And let's see what else. Let me get all right. So, yeah. So really, it kind of looks like a stalagmite. And that's what you thought it was as you're scanning the place and walking through. And now that it's got its strand wrapped around you, you can tell what it is, but it's got a really big, wide mouth lined with crystalline teeth. And that's what it's dragging you towards. So your options here, you can try to break out with strength or escape artist. Or you could attack the strand itself to try and cut it or break it or whatever.
Yeah. So just by how tight it's wrapped around me, can I get an idea of like how hard it will be?
Well, it did wrap around you and then yank you 10 feet towards it. So you can tell it's definitely got some strength to it.
All right. So I'll probably try and go the route of severing the tentacle that's grabbed me.
Yeah, so to do that, you will have to make a successful sunder attempt.
Okay. I'll draw my short sword and use that to try and cut it.
Just burn through it with your bowstring.
Okay, so let me get its...
That could work. Just use the bow like a hacksaw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, go ahead and... So you're going to use your short sword. Go ahead and do an attack roll with your short sword.
Okay. It's set up to do all of my attacks.
So that would be...
Here, this
an opposed attack roll.
They do have your base melee attack if that's just a regular short sword on the main page.
Oh, yeah, they do. So, yeah. Nothing spectacular.
Okay, so you don't provoke an attack when you're sundering these things. We do an opposed attack roll. And what is the short sword, a light weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you would get a -4 for using a light weapon, but it also gets a -4 because its strand is wrapped around you, so that evens out. A larger combatant gets a bonus of +4 per difference in size of category. Okay, so we'll just do his opposed attack. Oh, automatic miss. All right, so go ahead and roll damage.
All right. Fortunately, it's not a whole lot of damage, so... But yeah, I'll start chopping at it.
All right, so you slice into it for 4 damage. That doesn't chop through it. It's still got a hold of you.
Yep.
That can't be good looking, man. Partially slicing through essentially a tongue.
Yeah. Yeah. After everything we've gone through, I think this is
don't care no more.
Yeah, about par for the course.
All right, that's Rohan. Now, Graham, that brings us to you.
Yeah, so seeing Rohan is in danger. Now, I see the actual roper on the map, but I don't think I actually see it right. He was able to trace it because he followed the strand. So I'm operating where I just see the strand on Rohan.
No, you can see it now because just looking in that direction, and now that the roper is moving, that lets you see it. So
okay,
you can see it because there's not a wall in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll still be a little panicky for one round, and I'll just try a more direct approach. And I'll click on my haste boots and run up here to try to attack to sunder the strand as well with blood tooth.
Okay, we'll put haste on you, and you want to move up there to help him.
So I have a -4. Is that right?
Yeah.
for a light weapon.
Okay, so as you move to here,
is it going to be a nest of them? Here it comes.
a strand lashes out and wraps itself around you from off to your left, and then you see it also hanging from the ceiling there, just waiting for you to run by, and that pulls you 10 feet closer to it. And do a fortitude save in the tower, please. Oh, okay. All right, so you pass your save. So that was its turn delayed in that. So it's actually, you still have
an action.
An action.
Well, I guess I got to get myself out of this. So I'll slash at the tongue.
You should delay till Rohan gets close enough for you to sunder.
I'll scream a little bit too.
Okay, so yeah, this is a sunder attempt. So go ahead and make your attack roll.
-4. Got haste on. Okay.
All right, so you are successful. Go ahead and roll damage. You're able to hit the strand. All right, yeah, so Bloodtooth slices into this strand and almost all the way through it.
Oh, can I release some stored Bloodtooth energy in this sort of thing, or is it only the sneak attack ones? Sorry, I got to write all these rules down for Bloodtooth.
Yeah, you can release it anytime. You just only get it from a sneak attack.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll let one of the gems out as I'm attempting to saw through this. I can't believe it. Well, I don't know how many hit points this thing has. So I got 2 more hit points.
That does it. Yeah, you sliced through it. So it's no longer got a hold on you.
Have you pitched the idea of helping us fill your gems when we have downtime and Fenrith has enough heal spells?
I haven't. That's good thinking, though.
Come here, Graham. Right here. There's my kidney.
Oh, yeah, look at it. Ready to be pierced.
Okay. That completes my turn, I believe.
Okay. Casimir.
All right, let's see if I can get roped. I will move up to Graham's free now.
Careful, they're everywhere.
Yeah, he's free.
I will double move up to there.
Okay. Yeah, so nothing lashes out at you as you run by.
If it pulls Rohan, would I get an attack opportunity on the tongue? No? Okay.
No.
But yeah, that's my turn. Let me pass it on here.
All right, so Fenrith draws his sword and he rushes up to stand with you, Graham. So these things are still, they're out of reach.
They're hanging.
They're hanging from the ceiling, and even as big as they are, that would put them 10 feet up. So anyway, Fenrith, he rushes over here and sees this thing, uses sword as a move, part of the move action, and he will...
So like Fenrith large would be able to reach him, right? Or yeah. I think I might be able to jump high enough. Rohan can fly. That's if we want to deal with these.
Well, once I start using my bow, I don't need to fly.
Oh yeah, that's right. But I mean, I guess you'd have to tell us that they're just kind of normal creatures, that they're not really a sentient, sapient thing that's out to get us.
I wonder how much of that I would know.
You got the knowledge check. What kind of creature is it?
Yeah. Knowledge, nature, or dungeoneering, Brandon, to see what I know.
I think it might be Arcana if that does magical.
Yeah, it would either be dungeoneering or Arcana.
All right, here's my dungeoneering. Nope.
What is it you're wanting to know?
Just whatever information I can get on these things, on whether or not they're like sentient creatures that are set to protect an area, or if they're just animals, or just
just the basic knowledge with that role that you know what you might have read about them or been told by your master in training. These are not animals. They're magical beasts and wholly evil. And as a matter of fact, Some say that they can even speak, but they don't generally, at least not that you've heard of, work for anybody. They just hunt and eat.
Basically a stationary beholder that isn't as intelligent.
Yeah. Let's see. So Fenrith, he will rush up, and why doesn't he cast a spell on him?
I hate Ropers so much. They're the bard of the monster manual. Didn't we lose some in your brother's campaign? In a player or two to a Roper, or almost, because they actually started eating them?
Yeah, well, I remember the strands being like impossible to deal with in his one. Or maybe we're just lower level than we are now.
He probably threw them at us when we were too low level.
It's supposed to be like an environmental challenge where to avoid, not really to.
And we blundered into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he runs around that corner and he casts a flame strike, and a pillar of flame slams upward into this thing and wraps around it. You can smell burning flesh, and you hear a scream. And left behind is cracked and burning, but it's still alive. And that brings us to this one, which drags you 10 feet closer, Rohan.
Okay.
And can it see? It can see you. So it's going to shoot a strand out at you as well, Casimir.
Okay. It'd be fun if they counted as unworked stone.
Yeah.
It goes to bite down on you and you just meld with it.
No, my meld into stone doesn't need to be unworked. It just needs to be large enough. No, my soften earth.
Oh.
So essentially I would just turn them into clay.
That would be kind of funny.
Okay, so this strand hits you, Casimir.
All right.
And wraps around you, and that pulls you 10 feet closer. And do a fortitude save in the tower, please.
There we go. Did you not get dragged? There we go.
Okay, so that's its turn. Rohan, your turn.
Okay.
So you had sliced into the strand on your last turn.
Yeah, so I'll try cutting it again.
Okay. Let's do another opposed attack.
So melee.
All right, so you are successful.
Okay. Cross my fingers for some good damage here.
That's already making me nervous.
Oh, minimum damage.
I don't like that's rolling 30s against me.
So yeah,
So you had done 4 last time.
Yeah.
Now you've done 6. Okay.
So yeah, feebly slashing at it.
Well, you have more than one attack, right?
Oh yeah.
Is it like a trip where you can substitute a sunder in place of a
Yeah, it's just using your basically. It's just using your attack action.
So then I take the next one at a -5, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You kind of teased that 20 for me. On you there, Rohan. It's like 22.
Okay. And then the third one, my third attack would be at a -10. It's a -10, not a +10. Which is almost guaranteed to fail, but gonna make the chop anyway. It did guarantee a fail. All right. Yeah, that's my turn.
Are these tongue or ropes, whatever they are, tentacles, tongues, are they sticky?
Yeah. But that's not really the mechanism. That it's just the fact that they're wrapped around you. But Graham, that brings us to you.
Okay, so I'll split Bloodtooth into 2, and I'll chuck those at the Roper number 1 up there on the ceiling. I'll fight defensively as well. No, I threw all those out. Did I really?
It's a lot. Let's see. So you got a hit, critical threat, a hit, and
well, just go with the
a hit.
First 2 attacks. I think I must have done it twice. Because it's only 2 that I can do, because I only got 2 Bloodtooth.
Your first attack hit, your second was a critical threat, which turned out not to be confirm. So you got 2 hits.
Okay. Damage number 1. Why did it do critical?
It didn't look like
it didn't?
Rolled it out twice.
No, it didn't. It's got 8. What?
Why is everything doubling up?
I know, it's doing it to me too. I don't, there's a glitch or something. But.
Okay, yeah. So 7 and 8 damage. Okay. And
do you have yourself targeted?
Oh, I do. That's what it is.
Yeah, you're attacking yourself.
Dang it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Sorry about that. Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, you do a total of 15 damage to this thing. These daggers thunk into it.
And I'll just 5 foot behind Fenrith.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. All right. So it, in response, shoots a strand out at both of you.
Hold on. Let me get my fight defensively here.
And do the very best you can.
Okay. Do I have oh, they got to be bigger creatures, don't they? To get a cover bonus? Is this like a ranged attack? Or just a big, long reach?
It's a big, long reach.
Okay.
It's like Elvon arms.
All right, so it hits you with the strand and wraps it around you. Right? Yeah, it hit you.
Is it?
And it hit Fenrith as well.
23.
It's a touch attack.
Oh, gotcha.
So you've each got a strand. Get pulled 10 feet closer. And at this point, this roper can reach Fenrith with a bite. So we'll bite at him, but misses.
Clang, clang, clang.
Wait, let me make sure it misses. I don't know if he switched his stuff back.
Isn't he easier to hit when bigger? Or has he got other BS going on?
He's got natural armor when he's bigger, which he doesn't have now. So that actually is a hit. Let's see, 10. Yeah, that's better. 25. So that would have hit. So we'll do some damage to him. So it bites into Fenrith and does 13 damage to him. And that brings us to Casimir.
All right. Is there a penalty for switching targets in melee?
Like going on to a new target? It's like -2, right?
I'm never sure on that. All right, so
-2 or -4.
I'm going to -4. I'm going to attempt to asunder the tongue that is on Rohan and help him out. And then on the second one, we're going to -2 more, and I'm going to asunder my tongue, or attempt to.
Okay.
Not my own tongue.
Right. So we'll do a opposed attack roll.
All right, so I'm going to roll them both at once. Is that cool? Or do you want me to do that one at a time?
Yeah, let's do it one at a time. Now, you got a light weapon?
No, I don't believe so. I believe it's just a normal martial weapon.
And they're using 2 hands?
Yeah.
So you get a +4, but so it's just, there's no pluses. So
okay.
Just do a regular, do an attack. We'll do an opposed attack. Oh, dude.
Oh, all right. So then the second attack will go on...
the one that's on you.
No, I'm just going to keep it on the one in Rohan because I missed, right?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
-5.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's not... There we go. Yep. You win that one.
All right.
So roll damage. All right. So with 17 damage, you slice through it with no problem at all. And so Rohan, that strand that was wrapped around you falls away.
Yeah.
So I was hacking at it, and then you just kind of...
Yeah. So I'll end my turn, or actually it doesn't matter. Yeah, I was like, no, it'll bite with a physical attack, right? So I'll declare dodge on it.
Okay.
But I'll tell Rohan after I sever the rope to feather it, take it down, and that'll be my turn.
All right. Brings us to Fenrith, who is now got this strand wrapped around him, and he's been pulled right up to this thing so it can bite at him. So the best option he has available would be to sunder it. So he'll do an attack. All right, so Fenrith, he sliced through the strand that was holding him, and so it stops pulling him closer. And that brings us to the second one now. This one had a strand on Casimir,
Mm-hmm.
but the one on Rohan had been cut by Casimir.
Yeah.
Right? All right. So Casimir, it will drag you 10 feet closer, and it will bite at you.
Okay.
But it misses. Let's see. It's going to try and catch a strand on Rohan again. When it gets one around you, Rohan.
Okay.
Pulls you 10 feet closer. And Rohan, it's your turn.
So do I have the ability to actually use my bow right now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give up on trying to slice these things because it's just not working for me. So I'll drop my sword and just aim with my bow and do a full attack at it.
Mini shot.
Yeah, we'll say you get a -4
Okay.
to your shots.
Okay. It'll show up as a -3 because I'm definitely in point blank range. And it should provoke an attack of opportunity from it.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you start shooting.
Is your mini shot up to 4 arrows now?
Yep.
Nice.
Oh, you don't have it targeted?
No.
Oh, crap.
Okay, it's AC is 24, I think.
Okay. Looks like one hit and one critical.
Yeah, it's AC is 24. So you got a hit there, and confirmed. Yep. One hit, one critical. It hits you with a bite. And we'll do 11 damage to you. So go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. This should be the critical. It is not. Is there any way to force a critical?
Yeah, you could set your critical to...
There is.
Was it like 1?
No, there's a way to do it.
And there's one more 1d6 points of damage that's fire from Chris's.
Yeah, if you look at the plus minus sign up in your tray, you can tab on the critical.
Plus minus up in my tray.
Of the map?
Oh.
Is that it?
It's on the lower under damage.
There it is. Okay.
So the next one you throw out should, I think.
Okay.
Seems to work for touch anyways.
So, yeah.
All right. So, yeah, this these arrows go tearing through it. That critical was exceptionally
critical.
It does a severe amount of damage to this thing. Anything else for your turn?
No, that's going to be it.
Okay, Graham, that brings us to you.
All right, I can still attack. Do I attack at penalty, or am I under any conditions while the roper has me?
Yeah, you'd get like a -4.
While I'm grappled?
Yeah.
Or some such. Yeah, I guess I'll just chuck my daggers at the roper again.
Okay.
With a -4.
How many ropes do these things have?
I think they just regenerate them.
Yeah, they can have many.
Okay.
They can do up to 6 at a time. Something like that.
Huh. All right. That's it for me.
Yeah. Okay.
This is like exactly like my red D20.
All right, so it'll drag you 10 feet closer, Graham. And bite at you. So it hits with its bite for 11 points of bite damage. It's going to try and get a strand around Fenrith, and it does. It drags him over as well.
I was looking at 3d6 variant, and you need 3 ones to get a failure.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that sounds so much better.
Similarly hard to critical, though, isn't it?
I think you just need to get high enough. I think it's like a 17, 18 range or something like that, depending on your modifier.
But the odds are different because there's less. It's kind of like craps where there's less ways of getting it. It's not like an equal chance.
Okay, Casimir, your turn.
All right, how can I move 5 feet closer to it? Could I pull on the rope that's attached to me and drag myself closer?
Climb up the rope?
Yeah.
Oh, right, because it's up on the ceiling. Yeah.
Because, like, it's biting me, so I'm in the air, I'm guessing, right?
No, it just has, it can reach down at you.
Okay.
But you could either jump or you can do climb. It's up to you.
Who was it, 10 feet? I reach 8, so I need to jump like 2 feet.
Yeah, you don't need to. It won't be that hard.
Yeah, so I'll do that. I believe it's fairly easy to jump. 2 feet's an 8. Non-running jump, it would be 20 it's times 3, 21? 22?
Of an 8?
Yeah.
24.
24, there we go. So 24 is what I'd need to jump 2 feet. So I'll attempt that. I'll move to there and jump up. Skill.
Could you also delay your attack to wait until it tries to bite you?
I could, but I got it.
You have to jump.
And I will minus... I'm already minusing 4 because I'm grappled, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's starting to get spooky. Yeah, I'll minus 5 for my attack to add to my defense.
Okay.
And then I will attack it once. Whoops, sorry, wrong one. Which one was it? Looks like they both missed, though, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're both misses.
All right, so that's my turn.
Okay. Fenrith, he'll do a ranged touch attack and hits. So he's casting a spell, reaching up with his palm outstretched. And a bar of light shoots out, slams into this thing. And let's see, that brings us to this one. So he's going to bite Rohan. And he hits for 12 points of bite damage to Rohan. And then Rohan, it's your turn.
All right, so same as last time, he'll get an attack of opportunity. Get my -3.
All right, he bites you for 15 more damage.
Okay. I'm going to say bite this.
All right, 2 hit.
Okay.
Okay, so that kills him this time. These arrows slice through its brain, and then it just hangs limply there from the ceiling.
So I'm probably still just stuck half in his mouth. Casimir, you mind helping me get out of this thing?
Yeah. So, I mean, once it's dead, it's not really holding on anymore. So the strands sort of just fall loose. Graham, your turn.
So I'm still 10 feet away from this?
Yeah, because it's up on the ceiling.
Okay, I'll throw my daggers at it again. I'll set my dodge as well.
Okay.
Come on. What is going on?
All right, so you go to throw your daggers up, but they just bounce harmlessly off of its flesh.
Okay, that's it for me.
All right, so this one will bite at you, but it misses. So
you remembered your dodge.
I know.
Casimir.
I will charge and jump at the roper attacking Graham and Fenrith.
Okay.
I'll jump from there.
All right.
Where is it? Jump. That should be the base DC now, which I'm pretty sure I got there. I will minus 2 from my... let's go 2. Minus 2 for my attack to add 4 to my damage.
Okay.
Oh, that should have been a +0. That should be a 34 because I 2 from charging.
That's a hit.
All right. +4.
All right. So yeah, you run, charge, jump, and stab into this thing with your trident, and your trident slices through it easily, and big chunks of it fall off, and there's just a little bit of it left dangling there, still attached to the ceiling. But that one's dead.
All right, that's my turn.
And that's it. There's no more enemies that you guys can see in this room right now.
I don't like the way he says that. Although I do still have my listening lore call going, I think, unless it's been an hour since we set out. So if there are any invisible enemies, I should be able to detect them.
Your listening lore call?
Yeah, it gives me the one that gives me the blind sense.
Yeah, 15 and 30, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you don't detect anything. All the enemies are 31 feet away.
Although Fenrith has true seeing still as well.
That's just because I didn't take it off.
Oh, okay.
I'll start healing, beginning with Fenrith since he's right next to me.
I would have jumped 7 feet straight up on that last one.
That's crazy. 7 feet.
Taller than me by 2 feet. Now, my height might have modified that technically. If I think it's in 3rd edition, though, that they do that.
All right, so yeah, you heal Fenrith with that wand, 19 points.
It's like high jumper level.
Mm-hmm.
And then you heal Rohan for 19 points.
Thank you, Graham.
Yeah.
Or I would have long jumped 25 feet.
Okay.
Then I'll tuck the rod away.
That's pretty good.
All right. So, yeah, now once again, you're in this room. You don't see any more enemies nearby. Well, and that's where we'll end it for today.
Oh, yeah.
After you're victorious against the Ropers, and we'll pick it up again next time.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for playing.
I still stand by what I said, though. Ropers are the bard of the monster manual.
Can a Roper advance by character class? Roper bard?
I'd allow it. It is kind of funny, though, because technically...
This has been a Death Watch production. Thank you for listening.